The Fortress, Meg Altman's Last Stand. A reimagined panic room story. Chapter 1. The Shadows That Watch. The mansion stood silent on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, a fortress hidden in plain sight. Its 4 stories loomed behind wrought iron gates and towering hedges, a blend of old-world elegance and modern precision. Floodlights washed over the pristine white fa-tilde Section 8, but beyond that glow, darkness reigned. Inside, Meg Altman stood in her private study, her hands clasped tightly in front of her, staring at a screen filled with surveillance feeds. The mansion's eye-driven security system displayed every angle of her property: the gates, the gardens, the garage, the forest that surrounded her land. There, that same car again, parked 2 streets down, headlights off. Meg's pulse quickened, but her face remained calm. She'd felt this storm coming for weeks. The hang-up calls, the unfamiliar footsteps outside her home at night, the whispered rumors that the house's previous owner, an eccentric millionaire, had left behind hidden riches. She reached for her phone and opened a secure channel. A calm male voice responded, "Systems are armed, Mrs. Altman." No unusual breaches. But Meg wasn't reassured. "They're coming tonight," she whispered. In the soft glow of a chandelier, 4 children sat around the grand dining table. Her eldest twins, Ethan and Emily, were 18 and sharp-minded, already aware of the danger. Across from them, Noah and Nora, the younger twins at just 10 years old, were whispering to each other, pretending not to notice their mother's tension. "Kids," Meg said, her voice steady but firm. "It's time." Emily stiffened. Ethan's eyes narrowed. They had practiced this scenario dozens of times. "You're sending us down?" Ethan asked quietly. "Yes." "Now, take your things, clothes, electronics, anything you can't lose. Go." Nora looked up, wide-eyed. "Mommy?" Meg knelt beside her youngest daughter, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "You're going to a very safe place, sweetheart. You and your brothers and sister will be fine. Mommy's just a broken bar, got to take care of something." "Will you come?" Noah asked, clutching his tablet. "Always," she said softly. "I'll call you." The children moved quickly, suitcases lined with clothes and personal treasures, backpacks heavy with laptops and tablets, hard drives full of family photos, all packed within minutes. Ethan moved with quiet efficiency, helping his younger siblings, while Emily checked each of their phones to make sure they were switched off offline mode. Meg led them through the mansion, past high-ceilinged corridors lined with paintings, to the study. She pressed her palm against a smooth wooden panel. The bookshelf wall hissed open, revealing an elevator door. Inside, the lift's walls gleamed with brushed steel and biometric sensors. Ethan stepped forward, his jaw tight, already taking on the role Meg needed him to play. "We're ready." Meg placed her hands on his shoulders. "You're in charge. Protect them." "I will." She hugged each child, then stepped back as they entered. The elevator descended in silence, leaving Meg alone in the dim study. When it reached the panic home, a mechanical voice whispered, "Lockdown initiated. Safe home sealed." Chapter 2. The Hideaway. The safe home was nothing like a claustrophobic bunker. It was a world of its own, a hidden underground apartment spanning an entire floor beneath the mansion. The walls were a soft cream, the floors polished hardwood, and recessed lights glowed warmly. There were 4 private bedrooms, each personalized and inviting, a central living space with a massive L-shaped sofa, a full kitchen stocked with supplies that can last 3 years. The pantry shelves were neatly labeled: vacuum-sealed meals, canned food, bottled water, medical kits. At the center of the living room, A wall of monitors flickered to life, displaying every camera feed from above. "Oh, broken bar," Noah whispered, his small hands pressed against the screen showing their front gate. Emily sat down quickly at the control console, while Ethan began locking down digital access points, switching the Panic Homes network to closed-loop mode. "Nobody's getting in," he said, his voice steady, though his heart was pounding. "Where's Mom now?" Nora asked softly. Emily clicked through the cameras until Meg appeared, moving through the halls above. She looked calm, determined. "She's going to protect us," Emily whispered. "We just a broken bar, stay quiet." Ethan knelt beside his younger siblings. "You two remember the plan, right? No opening doors, no talking unless it's on the private channel." Both nodded solemnly. They'd practiced this. Meg's voice crackled through the intercom. "Everything okay down there?" "We're fine," Ethan replied. "You be careful." "I will." "I love you all." "Love you, Mom," they whispered back. Then silence. Chapter 3, The Hunt Begins. At 1:13 a.m., the security perimeter was breached. 3 men slipped through the side gate. They moved with purpose, dressed in black. Junior, the self-styled mastermind, carried blueprints and whispered orders. Burnham, the reluctant security expert, disabled what he thought were the mansion's alarms. And Raoul, a brute with dead eyes, carried a bag full of weapons. "Keep it quiet," Junior hissed. "Safe's upstairs in the study." Easy job. In and out. But nothing was easy about this house. The moment their feet touched the marble foyer, a soft chime echoed through Meg's earpiece. They were inside. She moved silently through the upper hallways, slipping between shadows. Every step she took was deliberate, every breath controlled. Cameras tracked the men as they searched. Junior cursed under his breath as hidden steel shutters locked over the windows behind them. "What the hell?" Burnham muttered. "That wasn't supposed to. Shut up and keep moving." Down in the safe home, Ethan and Emily watched the feeds. Emily's hands shook as she switched angles. "They're in the study," she whispered. "Mom knows," Ethan said, though his voice was tight. "She's setting traps." Chapter 4, The Game of Shadows. The mansion became a maze. Every hallway led the intruders into another dead end. Doors locked remotely. Security shutters sealed off escape routes. The men grew restless. Raoul smashed a vase in frustration. "She's here. She's watching us," Junior snarled. "I just want the money." They found the study at last, tearing through drawers, knocking books from shelves, searching for the legendary Panic Room. Burnham froze. "This ice or broken bar different. This isn't a panic room, it's a..." His words were cut off as the bookshelf wall slammed shut behind them, sealing them in. "Damn it!" Junior roared, pounding his fists on the walls. In the safe home, Nora clung to Emily's arm. "They're trapped, for now," Emily said, trying to sound calm. Ethan's fingers flew over the keyboard, switching power systems, activating backup cameras. He was their mother's son, calm, calculating. Chapter 5, Escalation. Hours passed. The men grew desperate. They tried thermal scanners, drills, crowbars, even a small explosive device, but the Panic Home was impenetrable. 3 years' worth of food down here, Ethan murmured to Emily, as if reminding himself. "We could live here forever if we had to." Nora and Noah sat curled up together, whispering softly. "Mom will come," Noah said, his voice steady despite his fear. "She always does." Emily stroked Nora's hair. "She's out there. She's protecting us." Upstairs, Meg moved like a predator. The men had split up, and that was their mistake. One by one, she would take control of her home again. Chapter 6, Blood and Silence. Junior's body hit the marble floor first, A victim of Raoul's growing rage, Burnham panicked and fled, leaving Raoul to tear through the mansion alone. He never found Meg until it was too late. She struck him from behind with a sledgehammer, sending him crashing through the railing of the grand staircase. His scream echoed through the empty halls before he fell silent. Police lights painted the mansion blue and red. Minutes later, Burnham was dragged away in cuffs, Raoul lay dead, and Meg stood in the foyer, her hands trembling. The elevator descended, and the safe home opened. 4 children spilled into her arms, crying, shaking, but alive. Chapter 7, The morning after. The sun rose over Manhattan, soft light spilling across the Altman estate. The mansion was quiet now, its secrets exposed. Days later, Meg and her children sat around the kitchen table, newspapers spread out before them. "Let's find a new home," she said softly. Ethan nodded, Emily squeezing his hand. Noah and Nora leaned against their mother, safe again. The mansion would be sold, the safe home sealed. But Meg knew one thing, her family would never be victims again, because this time, they had been ready.